Hola a todos, muchísimas gracias por este espacio. Yo soy Fredel Saeb, soy la directora del Festival Internacional de Cine Judío en México. Estamos en estos momentos en Frames. Frames es un espacio, un centro cultural, un restaurante delicioso y vamos a tener una proyección de la película El Repostero de Berlín, The Cake Maker, que es una película que estuvo en nuestra selección oficial en la edición número 14. Esta noche vamos a contar con la presencia del director, tendremos un Q&A al finalizar la proyección y si se perdieron el día de hoy la proyección aquí en Frames, pueden visitar Cinepolis Click y ver esta película y el resto de las películas de nuestro catálogo.
Hello, my name is Ofir Raul Graizer. I'm film director and writer of the film The Cake Maker, El Repostero de Berlín, which is screening today in Frames in Condesa in Amsterdam Street. And you can also find the film on Cinepolis Click and other wonderful films I'm sure you will have on the Festival of Jewish Films in Mexico City and many other cities in Mexico. I'm very happy to be here today and present my film. It's an old film, my first film. I did it 4 years ago. And I just came here to Mexico by chance a few weeks ago, just for vacation, and contacted the people who showed the film, and we decided to make this screening as a way to celebrate the reopening of the world after 2 years without cinema. So you're welcome to watch the film and other films as well. Thank you.
Food, it is an important part of the film, right? That's the reason she falls in love. So I want to know where the inspiration came from and why it is important. Like for you, food is important, right?
Yes, food is very important. The food for me, it has a lot of meanings. It's a very personal thing. It's a very private thing. Food has. On one hand, a very private, comforting feeling. It is connected with family and with family dinners and with being together and with smell of bread Friday morning. It's a very nice thing, food, but it also has a lot of cultural meanings and a lot of social, economical meanings and religious meanings and ritual meanings. There are so many things about food, what it says about people and about culture. And also there is something very beautiful about it, especially about baking. The aesthetic of it, it's like the dough is like the skin, of people. And I knew, I always knew I want to make a film about the kitchen. Basically a film that happens in the kitchen. This was one of the reasons I developed the film. There were many. But one of them was that I knew I finished my film school in Israel, and in the film school I already made four short films, and all of them were in the kitchen somehow. So I knew that my first feature film has to happen in the kitchen. It's the most important room in the house.
You talked about the inspiration about your food and the countries, but what inspired you to create the relationship, most importantly, of Thomas and Oran?
The idea came from something that happened to me that I knew. I had a friend who was having a double life. He was gay, but he was married, had 3 children, and a very nice job, and everybody knew him in his community, not in Israel, in some European country. And I knew that he has this double life, and we knew each other. We knew through this story, and I also knew his wife and his children. And one day he died, and I got an email from his wife, and she found out. After he died, she read all these emails, and I don't know exactly the whole detail, but I know that after she died, she found out that he was having a double life for. I think they were married for 25 years. And they were a very religious family, Catholic, not Jewish, but very Catholic family in a very Catholic country. And this is something that happened 15 years ago. while I was a film student. And when that happened, I was like shocked. I was shocked that he died because I didn't have a chance to say goodbye to him. But I was also thinking about this woman, you know, what was she feeling, and that's how I decided I want to talk about this story. But my idea was to make a movie about her. But then I decided to create him, you know, like the lover, the one who is not existing, you know, like he's not allowed to mourn, doesn't have a graveyard to go to, doesn't have anyone to share with his grief. He's just like he doesn't exist in the story. So that's why I brought him to her. But the times are changing. I mean, like if you're looking, let's say 2 years ago, any movie made about women were made differently than it is today, because today there is a whole movement where you're not allowed to do such a thing, or you should be very careful and sensitive. And so those changes are really crazy. But I didn't feel that they affected my film. My film, like how we started it and how we did. I mean, we started it, we didn't have any money, and when we went to shoot, we still didn't have any money. So it didn't change much. I think that, you know, the people who sit in positions of power, financiers and film funds and TV stations, like in Europe, I don't know how it works in Mexico, but in European cinema and East Asia and a lot of places in the world, the financing of such movies, you know, not Marvel, is usually made by what you call film funds. It's like public funds coming from the Ministry of Culture. I mean, this is how you make a movie. Like in Latin America, for example, to finance a movie, you usually do a co-production with Argentina, Chile, you know, like all kinds of rules why you do it. The people who sit in those places, not all, but many of those places, at least in the European system, are still belonging to these old generations. And they still think in a way which is, I think, not very progressive. So there are always definitions. It's like if you apply a movie that has a gay theme, it's like, oh, we already supported a gay film last year. You know, or oh, we already had a lesbian movie. You know what? Let's do like 2 female directors this year. So then we finish like the female thing, and you know, for this, there are still like this thinking in this political categories. So the revolution is yet to come. Thank you for Fredel and Victor, for everybody from the Jewish Film Festival of Mexico. It's not just Jewish films, okay? It's good films. So you should go and watch. I think in January they're having the festival. Just go and watch films. You know, it will be nice. Thank you.